Do we have two mics? Can Dave have a...
We've got two.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got two mics. Well, the document. I'm going to ask some questions first. Who here has created a document or a declaration? Fantastic. Who here has done that all by themselves in a very confused kind of, what is this? I'm not quite sure what I'm doing kind of way? Yeah, that's how I did it the first time. And I'm a little bit of a purist now about the document, because when I did that myself, I made myself feel worse because I missed something. I wrote a list of aspirations. I wrote a wish list. I wish I was this person. And then every time I repeated it, a little bit in the back of me went, yeah, but that's not who you are, is it? That's a load of shit. Excuse my language, I will swear. Sorry, kids in the room. But it was visceral. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And it took working with JP Morgan and Townsend Wardlaw for me to craft a declaration that meant something to me. And then it took me 2 years till yesterday to really get it in my bones. Now, I have a story that I don't memorize things well. I have some thinking around that. I have some thinking around dyslexia, which means I can't remember things in and out of order. And that's just thinking. And I promised myself that I wouldn't stand on this stage until I had got this in me. Now, I knew all the elements of my declaration, but I didn't know the order. I couldn't get it all out of me. So yesterday, I drove for 2 hours with my declaration on repeat. And I spoke it for 2 hours until I could speak it from within. So I want to bring grace to the process of declaration. I want to bring grace to whatever you're experiencing, whether you've created a declaration with Steve or Ankush or any of the other amazing coaches that help you with this. I want you to bring grace to the judgments that do come up in this process. So Dave and I, the most amazing Dave Orton, and thank you for introducing him, Nick, because he is Dave Orton, what can I say? So we're going to do our level best today and tomorrow to bring some grace, to bring some understanding to creating a declaration. Because for me, the process of this has fundamentally changed who I am. Kush spoke earlier about who we were 2.5 years ago when we created the London event. I don't recognize me. I'm not the same person. And it's a journey, and it's all okay. So, should we talk about the default declaration that we are all living by?
Let's talk about that. Right? Everybody who raised your hand and said you have a document, let's look everybody who's made the attempt to make a document or who has a document, anything along there. Okay, beautiful. Everybody who does not have their hand up now, did you know you already have a document? I kid you not, you have a document.
I don't know who that was.
And that document, we call it your default document. And it sounds like I feel lousy today. It sounds like I can't memorize things. It sounds like I always do my best and it always goes to hell. It sounds like whatever you say and however you experience life, that creation is a result of your default document. The document that was already there, that perhaps it was installed, perhaps it was a response to trauma. It doesn't really matter how it was created. Your life as it is now, your life as it was in the past, was a result of your living from and through this default document.
So as we look at the declarations and the documents that we declare, the word declaration, it's me, the word declaration, when I think of it, I'm standing on the top of a mountaintop and I'm shouting it into the world. And it's creative. When we declare something to be true, it's creative. And if we're running from a declaration that is not taking us to where we want to go, and I'm not going to make it wrong, we're just going to get a certain amount of results, a certain type of result. So if we want to live a created life, if we want to have some agency over what we create, we must have some agency over creating who we are. So what Dave described was something we term as non-useful thinking. And I love that term, because again, it's not making it wrong. There's no right or wrong here. I want us to live in a world for the next 2 days where there is no right or wrong. Things just are. And being okay with things just are. Creating from this space of nothing. So, can I have a slide up? Can we have slide number 1? So, I made this did it in Canva. I made this little thing for you. Because what we're dealing with every day are the outcomes. And we tend to just look at outcomes. But when we ask the question, what creates those outcomes, and we go upstream a little bit, we're going to find that the actions are creating our outcomes. So what's creating our actions? Our thoughts are creating our actions. And that's where a lot of personal development kind of stops. Change your thoughts. Stop thinking like that. Do something different. All in the actions and thoughts bit. And I've been in personal development for a really, really long time, and that's where I got stuck, and I always questioned, there's no sustainability in this. Why is it that I can't keep this going? And then I found being. Because who you are being is going to dictate what your thinking is. Your thinking is going to dictate your actions. And your actions are going to dictate your outcomes. Can you hear that? Does that land? And this is why being is the place we have to work to get sustainable personal development. Otherwise, if we just stay in the thoughts and actions, we're going to drift back to that default legacy way of being.
Okay, so non-useful thinking is these. Okay, let me back up just 1 second here. This is Fiona Ross. Did you know that Ross is actually pronounced boss? She is the queen of kings, is how she has made things happen in this life, and she's remarkable at it. Now, what I wanted to share that with you, the reason behind that was that Fiona and I have been conversing on this for, gosh,
a year at least,
on how we're going to share this with you. So there's been some thought here, and each of you is going to create it exactly as you hear it in your own mind. And you're going to hear it through whatever thoughts you have. The non-useful thinking, the non-useful I am statements, the non-useful ways of being that you have, filter and give you everything. They give you your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, which then lead to your actions, the occurring world, and evidently or eminently to the the fulfillment of your life, however that is. Now, I did want to say one other thing here, is that I want you to think of this moment of being. Would like each of you to consider in your minds a time when you were able to switch your being. It might be that you were yelling at your kids or your brother or sister or whoever you were yelling at, and then you're enraged, and then somebody's at the door. Steve, thank you for this example. And you say, oh, hey, how's it going? Welcome, I'm doing just fine. Thanks so much for asking. There's a dial inside of us that allows us to shift our being, and it's not a physical dial. It is an internal distinction of shifting who I am, who you are in any moment. And that dial is the key to creating the life that we actually desire to create. And every single one of us has that power. And the first way to get access to that it occurs to me, it's like identifying our non-useful thinking.
Exactly. So I'd like to tell you a little story. Can I have the second slide? Created this in Canva too. I want to tell you a story about a dog. I want you to imagine you're at home, you're in your office, you're somewhere, and you can hear this dog barking. Now, you can't know anything really about that dog just from its bark. You might be able to tell the size of the dog, whether it's a big booming bark or a little yappy bark. You might be able to tell a little bit about the temperament that dog is in at the time. But if you want to find out what's going on with that dog, what's making it bark, you're going to have to go and find the dog. Only when you find the dog can you find out what's going on for that dog that's creating the bark. Now, we could yell out the window, "Shut up!" and it may stop for a moment. But because we haven't affected what's going on with the dog, it will continue to bark. So I want you to start thinking of your non-useful thinking as the barking dog within you. So when you think back to the previous slide, and you know the previous slide, but don't go there, I think they can remember it. The dog is the being. So that dog might be tied up, that dog might be frustrated, it might be starving, it's suffering in some way. So it's barking to let you know there's something going on. So when we go and find the dog, what do? We don't go and kick the dog. That's what we're doing when we're judging ourselves. We're kicking the dog. We're shouting at the dog. We're in argument with the dog. We're trying to force it to stop barking. We don't do that. Let me have the next slide. So the non-useful thinking, I'm not smart, gives me the thoughts, gives me the actions, gives me the outcomes. And that goes round and round in us. Now, there are loads of dogs out there that aren't barking. There's loads of dogs that are playing in the park, lying on sofas, having their bellies rubbed. We don't need to worry about those dogs. Those are all the things you've got in you innately. That's the great stuff. It's the barking dogs we want to look at. We want to look at this non-useful thinking that's creating from our being through to our outcomes. So we go with kindness to the dog. We go with forgiveness to the dog. We feed the dog, we untie the dog, we do whatever it is that the dog needs to be liberated from that's causing the bark. And have the next slide. And the same process happens again. We now have a different state of being creating different thoughts, giving us different actions, creating whole new outcomes. And that too will go around. And every now and again, that legacy way of being will come back, and the dog will start barking again. And our only job is to go and be kind to that dog. That's all we have to do. Go and be kind and create ourselves differently in that moment.
Yes, she is. Beyond brilliant. The beauty of this is that as humans, we have a self-reinforcing system. Our minds, our thoughts, they reinforce that which we believe. And that which we believe, our document, be it default or created, intentional and conscious, or conscious, it doesn't matter what it is, it's going to be self-reinforced. So it is as easy to be, I am loving kindness, as it is to be, I'm a big fat son of a gun, or whatever your thought is. The reinforcing mechanism is automatic once you have established it as a declaration. Now, it's not just declaring it, right? A declaration without clearing the way of what Steve calls dog poop, you know, the non-useful thinking, is an affirmation. And, you know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with affirmations. And affirmations will not give you the self-reinforcing system that Fiona shows here.
So what we're going to invite you to do today, now, you will all have some non-useful thinking, even those that have created great documents and live by them. There will still be some barking dogs that show up every now and again. And in my experience, the dog barks a lot less now than it did, certainly 2 years ago. But there's still some. There's still some judgments. And I want to invite you to think of 3 of your most common non-useful thinkings and write them down. In the past, I've had a lot of thinking about my weight. It's a dodgy one for the ladies of a certain age. I've had a lot of thinking about my capacity to earn money. I've had a lot of thinking about who I am in relation to my beautiful 95-year-old mother who drives me up the stick, not because she's doing anything wrong, but because she's 95 and she can't do the things that she used to be able to do. And if you've got children, you're going to have some thinking there too. Why are they like they are? Why don't they do better at school? We've all got stuff, non-useful thinking.
It might be about your spouse. It might be about the drivers on the road. It might be about the taxation system or the healthcare system or systems in general. It might be about me. It might be about Steve. It might be about Matt Evans. I hope not. What? Nothing. It's all good. Whatever your non-useful thinking is, identify those 3, and those are the things you're going to take a look at tonight, yeah?
Yeah. So, Matt, I'd like you to play a video, and I'd like to thank Ankush for introducing this video to me, and I want you to watch, it's a short video, I want you to watch this beautiful human being and how she speaks to herself. Just by way of demonstration of what innocence really looks like. It's very useful to me when I think of how I judge myself, is to see myself as a child and then see my adult self next to me saying the things, "You're fat, you're not enough," and seeing my my innocence, and that's like, wow, why would I do that? We all have that innocence within us. We are all innocent all the time. It's always in us. So I'd like you just to take a moment and watch this beautiful video of what I think is an innocent internal dialogue.
That's him. That's him. Yeah. What's he doing?
How are you? Are you Amy?
Yes.
Give me a hug. I'm Gary. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I hear you're a good golfer.
Yes.
You are? You want to
Yeah.
come with the hole with us?
Yes.
Come on, let's go. Hi, I'm Matt. What's your
Amy.
name? Amy. This is John.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I heard you're a heck of a player.
Yes.
Awesome.
You want to hit a shot?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Oh! Yeah!
You want your golf shoes? We got your clubs right here.
Big focus, all right?
They love me.
I know, how about that?
There you go. Ball?
How you doing? Nice to meet you. Ready?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You need a tee?
All right. See the flag right in the middle?
Yes.
You got this, kiddo.
Yeah, I got this.
Nice. Give me a 5.
So cool. They love me. Awesome. Awesome.
You like all these people?
Yes.
You want to hit it out?
Yeah.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Let's do it.
I got this.
I love it.
You can do this. You can do this.
Nice. That is awesome. That is awesome. Let's go. Let's go putt. We're going to make
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
That is so good.
Thank you.
That was fantastic.
Thank you. It's amazing.
What do you think? Going a little left?
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and make that?
Okay. I got this.
You got it?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
That is so awesome.
Yes.
You are so awesome.
Thank you.
That is so good.
Yeah.
So cool.
Incredible.
Thank you.
Wave.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. You are so good.
Thank you.
Amy, it was awesome to meet you.
Nice to
You're an
meet you
inspiration to us, all right?
Okay.
You're our hero.
Oh, you are amazing.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. You happy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't she amazing? No deflection of a compliment. No, oh, don't be silly. They love me. Thank you. I got this. What can life be like when we're more like Amy? So tomorrow, Dave is going to guide us gently through how we get from our default state of being, these old, non-useful thinkings, to creating ourselves powerfully. Because it's not just a case of flipping pancakes. It's not, I'm not enough. I'm enough. That's not how it works. There's a very important element that we have to go through to get to our new truths.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Does anybody, I don't know if you guys have the, do you guys have piñatas in Britain? Piñatas, yeah? Piñatas? Okay, so I saw a most effective example of being, of getting to the source of the issue, of being source, being cause in the matter. There was this little girl who was at her birthday party, and she was trying to hit this piñata blindfolded. She took the blindfold off and saw the guy in the corner who was pulling the string, instead of trying to hit the piñata anymore, she addressed him and went after the source of the issue. Okay? This process of identifying your non-useful thinking is going to allow you to stop swiping at a moving target and get to the source of the issue. And the beautiful thing with this is that you have only and always been doing the very best you can, given the circumstances in which you find yourself and the resources you've had available. That is why we are innocent. That's why I'm innocent today. That's why Fiona's innocent. That's why Eric and Judy are innocent. And I'm speaking to you. And in that innocence, tomorrow we're going to come back together and walk through this process of cleaning up, clearing the space so that we can create from nothing. Fiona, anything you want to say before we jump into questions, Q&A?
So just sit with your 3 things that might change over the day. But these are the things you're going to bring to tomorrow's session. We can't create a full document for everyone in this space. But we want you to leave here with 3 statements of truth of who you are in the world. And from there, you can go out and create what you need to create in the world. So thank you for listening. We're not going to take any questions right now. We'll have an opportunity for that tomorrow. If you have any burning questions, grab us over breaks, lunch, and we'll be happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you. So beautiful to be here with you, and so grateful to have some more time to talk with Fiona and you.
Sing a duet.
And sing a duet. Fiona actually has a lovely voice. There are 2 things I wanted to share very quickly. Firstly is that it's my beautiful wife Penny's birthday today. Thank you. The second is, I'm so sorry. We're going to cut that for time. Please wish her happy birthday, my love. I love you. Happy birthday to you. Okay, thank you very much. Don't worry, she's going to get taken care of. The second thing I wanted to share was that in the world of butterfly effects, I had a beautiful surprise, which was that the friend of mine that introduced me to TBOLIT NFL and Steve Hardison surprised me by being here. I had no idea, but Carrie Rickabaugh brought my dear friend Eric Peterson with him. Without Eric Peterson, I do not know Steve Hardison. I do not come into this world. And I just want to remind you that every single breath you take, step you make, matters. And I won't be watching you. Somebody's watching you. But it makes a difference. The butterfly effect of your beingness will bless generations. Thank you.
So yesterday, I invited you to write down 3 non-useful thoughts. So I hope you've got those in front of you. Do you remember yesterday we had the little river up here where we were going upstream to the source? And I mentioned yesterday about we're not flipping pancakes. So when we work at the level of thought, that's where we flip pancakes. So if you've written, I look terrible when I look in the mirror, if you flip that, you're at the level of thought, you flip that and it's, I look great in the mirror. That's what Steve lovingly terms frosting on dog poop. That's not where the transformation's going to happen. So I want you to go upstream, because above thoughts there was being. So who are you being, having the thought, in order to even think I look dreadful when I look in the mirror. Who are you being? What's the beingness in you that's having that? That's what we want to transform today. So I want you to look at those thoughts you wrote down and just consider, what was the legacy state of being that you were being in the moment that you had that thought? It might be, I was being in comparison. It might be, I was being unkind. There could be many states of being that created that thought. And that's the ones we want to, that's the dog barking. That's finding the dog. So we're going out into the world, we can hear the dog barking. We don't know what type of dog it is. We don't know anything about the dog. We don't know what color it is, we don't know what breed it is. But we know something's not right because it's barking a lot. So now we're going to go and find that dog, and we're going to bring forgiveness and kindness to that dog. We're going to go and sort out whatever's going on for that dog so it doesn't have to bark anymore. Thank you. So just look at those states of being that created that thought and bring those to mind, and Dave is going to guide you through a self-forgiveness process. And there are many ways to do self-forgiveness. Dave's going to invite you to go to participate in this self-forgiveness so we can transform that barking in you, so you can leave here today with 3 powerful new ways of being. Everyone in? Cool.
Beautiful.
Over to you, Dave.
Thank you. I'm going to walk for this a little bit. Sorry, what's that? I bring on the lights. I noticed a thought as I was sitting in my seat next to my beautiful wife, which was, who am I to share with you all self-forgiveness? Who am I? I'm Dave Orton, of course. Thank you, Rick. And that's a judgment. That's a thought that was not particularly useful thinking. And so what? Even in every day, just like Gary said, it's cleaning up. It's noticing and cleaning up, noticing and cleaning up. I would like you to join me, if you would, please, in just taking a nice deep breath and getting centered in yourself. This is a way, not the way, as Fiona said, to approach this. But as you breathe deeply and come to the center of yourself and come into your heart and reconnect with your innocence, reconnect with the divine spark in you that has never been and can never be anything other than whole and complete and spotless and clean. As you come into this place and connect with your higher self, the self with the capital S, that part of you that is part of me, that part of you that is one with all, I invite you to remember that you forgot about this for a little while, like Sanyika said. And you're always able to remember it and to come back and to connect with this spot. And as you remember now the unuseful thinking, one of the thoughts that you had that was not useful, I invite you to consider from this place of self-love, from this place of innocence, and allow it to be as it is. and as it is not. And as you have taken this moment and connected this event, this judgment, this thought, with this innocent part of you, recognize that you, as the owner of this thought, have all the power to clean it up, to forgive it, to release it, to change suffering from suffering into sensation, to change annoyance and upset into recognizing the little thoughts that do not serve. And recognize that the thoughts are always going to thought, and that you are, in spite of those thoughts, innocent, and that because you are innocent, you have the power to forgive. You have the power to release any attachment to these thoughts, to these beliefs, and set them free. You can laugh at them. You can cry with them. However it is for you to release this thought, allow that to occur. You'll know that it has occurred when it no longer hurts to look at. It no longer is annoying to look at. You no longer suffer in the presence of this thought. It's simply a thought that arose in the consciousness of your mind, in your personal mind, and now is passing away. Sorry, if you would please with me take a deep breath and allow that space to be experienced. The space that is left over when you have forgiven yourself of a judgment you have toward yourself or anyone else or anything else. This is the pristine space. This is the clear space, the clean space, as Gary would call it, where you can now create whatever you wish to create. In this space, everything is possible. In this space, who you are being is a choice. You get to create that consciously. And as you go upstream, as Fiona was saying, to the beingness that gave you this, and you forgive that way of being, you get to choose newly. And I invite you to choose that now. Who am I being? I am. Oh, those magic words. I am present. I am endowed with godly vision by the Spirit of all creation. This forgiveness is the space in which your creation takes root. It is the fertile soil where you cultivate the beingness, the thoughts, the emotions, the place where your perceptions are purified, clarified, seen through by the inspired mind, by the pure heart, by the Spirit, by God that is in you, or whatever works for you if that doesn't work for you. And in this space and with this creation, that seed will grow and impact every part of your life and the world by your consciously choosing to be. Thank you for taking this time to be with me through this process. The invitation is that having felt this and gone through it yourself, your spirit, your mind knows how to do it now. You cannot lose that. You can forget it for a little while, again, as Sanyika says, and yet you can always remember.
So we're taking time to forgive ourselves for judging ourselves. So if you need the words when you're in that space, I forgive myself for judging myself. Feel that forgiveness. And my new truth is, and as I said yesterday, this new truth, it's declarative. I am. It's not I am. I'm going to be this now. This is, I'm standing on the edge of the mountain and I'm yelling it into the universe. This is who I am. This is my new truth. And the power of your declaration of who you are is what becomes your guiding light, your place to come from. For me, it's my anchor. When I drift away, it brings me back. Because we do drift away. Life happens, we forget. So have you all written down a new truth, 2 new truths, and 3 new truths? Do you need a little more time? Who's got your new truths? I'm going to give you a little bit more time then. I forgive myself for judging myself. 4. My new truth is. No one can do this for you.
The beauty and the power of this is that even though I have, I'm on iteration number 9 of my document, Fiona. It's not like, it's a living document. It doesn't just go static and then that's it for the rest of my life. Because things keep happening. Life keeps lifing.
New dogs show up, right?
Yeah.
Or the same dog starts barking again.
The dog starts barking again. I wanted to share one thing, if I may, which is on New Year's Day, our daughter said she was going to a hot springs with some friends. And she went to a hot springs with a guy who she had met on a cruise who drove up from a different state. And indeed. And I'm driving around trying to track her on her phone because we don't know what's going on at this point, and I am fucking scared. And Spirit nudged me to keep repeating my document to myself. Such that after 3 hours, when she finally got back in contact with us, we're like, okay, we know what's going on. We know the guy's here. Come home, let's talk. And I walked in, and instead of the default me, which would have been very, very abusive in that moment, verbally saying, what the hell? What do you think you're doing? I was able to be with that she was doing exactly what she could do. She was doing the very best she could. I was able to be with her in compassion. And her words were, being met by that, Dad, this heals so much in the past. Thank you. I didn't lose my daughter in that moment, and I didn't lose myself.
It's powerful.
It is.
So, have you got your 3 truths? Who has? Can I have a show of hands? I'm going to need more of you than that. Because I'm going to get you to stand up, and I'm going to get you together to shout from the top of your mountain your new truths.
By the way, if your new truth is in your document and you've gone through this process, you can shout one of your, those are your new truths. Every time you create them newly, Like every time you state them, it's not repeating them. You are recreating them. You're creating them newly.
In every moment.
In every moment.
Yeah. So who's up for that? Stand up. So we're going to do this all together. You're just going to shout your new truth.
It might get loud.
I'm going to count to 3, and on the 3, just start. Top of your voice. Starting with I am. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. I am unending, boundless love, unconditional kindness, and compassionate care for all beings. I am open-hearted joy. Woo!
Thank you. Would you guys please give yourselves a hand for that? Thank you. The document lives in the sharing of the document. The document lives in your sharing. So I invite you to consider 2 opportunities. The first one is to share with someone here your document. The second is, if that is not possible or it doesn't feel right to you, get on the group and record a video of you sharing your document, your declarations, those 3 things. However you do it, the sharing of your statement. It's like Raghav said, he didn't tell people who he was. The people he was trying to talk with, he forgot to tell them who he was. Share who you are. That is your power.
I don't remember who said it, and I've heard Steve say it. You can't keep it unless you give it away. This sharing is what's going to get this in you. Yesterday I spoke of the challenges I had faced of getting this document, my document, inside me. And we will all have a different way of doing that. You might write it on cards. You might record it. You might have a photographic memory and just look at it and remember it. But this isn't about keeping it in your head. This is about getting it into you. So you walk through life being this. It's not a case of, I've memorized my document. Yay. I memorized the Lord's Prayer when I was 5. Doesn't mean I live it every day. This has got to get into you. And there are many ways of doing this. Becky Robbins created her document in art. And if you have the slide for us, we would love to show that.
Hey guys, do we have the slide for that? Audio guys?
Sorry, they were on their phones. They were being distracted. Not that one,
there
next
we go.
one. We've got an art piece.
No?
No?
Okay, well.
No? I don't know.
Becky did an amazing job, though, of taking words and expressing it as art. So that's a way to do it. However you do it, however you do you, whether you put it to song, whether you dance your document, or, I mean, you know, it's just amazing what people can do, right?
Yeah, and I mean, it's what Sundance just did, singing, that was a declaration of who he is in the world.
Invite others to record your document. Jeff Mars was kind enough to record my document. Penny, my wife, has recorded many other people's documents because she has this amazing voice and talent. Be that for each other.
Help each other.
Yeah.
And at this point, we would like to invite Kathleen. Where are you? There you are. Kathleen Puder.
Yeah.
Because Kathleen did something extraordinary in creating her document. Okay. You're going to take up some room here. Do you need a mic?
Just for a minute.
Yeah.
Hello. If everybody can just take one deep breath. And I invite you to go to that space where Dave and Fiona just took you, inside your heart, the place where you are you, the place where you feel comfortable, the place where you feel at peace. And I invite you to join with me as I come from that place of who I am, and I appreciate this opportunity to share that with you.
I am flowing with the grace of God as I move through this life. I am the light of the world. I am the only permission I need. I am the only permission I need. I am the only permission I need. I am a child of God, and I am bathed in the Holy Spirit. I am made of God. I am one who decides quickly, powerfully, and effectively. I am the heart of my heart. I am one who serves with divine wisdom. I am evolving at God's speed. I am committed to reach my highest potential and help others to do the same. I am one who creates infinite possibilities. I am a master of self-forgiveness, document creation, and implementation. I am that everyone is my beloved teacher. I allow others to be as they are and do as they do, especially Jack, Colleen and Brad, Campbell, Asher, and Casey. I am that I listen with my open heart, that brings forth my deep understanding of others. I am the voice that the world is waiting to hear. I am the voice that I am waiting to hear. I speak my truth with courage and conviction. I am the receptor of infinite intelligence and the love of the Father. I am that I have no complaints, no gossip, no worries. I am the powerful strength, determination, and courage of a lion. I am unlimited abundance that flows through me like a never-ending stream. I am that God works through me to create unity. I am committed to be, like the faith of a mustard seed. I am the divine creator of my amazing, miraculous life. I am honored to serve and be in the presence of all. I am the best wife in the world, and I love John Orton with my whole body, mind, and soul. I am the best mother, Gigi, sister, teacher, friend in the world. I am my most authentic self. I am side-splitting laughter and joy. I am attractive, strong, coordinated, flexible, well-balanced, and healthy. create with the mind, eyes, and heart of Christ. My aliveness is who I am. I am freedom. I am that the Creator created me to be. I am that I am, Christ incarnate. Love, I am. Love, I am. Love, I am. And my parents named me Kathleen.
Thank you, Kathleen. I think you'll agree that was extraordinary. Thank you. So there are many different ways to get your document, your declarations of who you are in the world into you. And I want to acknowledge Ankush Jain for poking me with a very sharp stick about mine. Thank you.
So, you guys, I wanted to share with you 2 books that I was nudged to bring here, and I'm not sure who these are for, so if it's for you, let me know. And the first one to let me know, they get the books. First one is Loyalty to Your Soul. Chapter 9 in this book is all about compassionate self-forgiveness, and it is a fantastic thing. Second one is, oh, I'm sorry, it's yours. Come on up and grab this, would you? Thank you. The second one is the other book that has made an enormous difference in my life in relation to this, The Gentle Art of Blessing. And I'm not sure whose this one is. Let's see. Oh, there it is right there. Kai, thank you. You're welcome. If you have not read those books, I strongly recommend you get them. They are books that will enhance your being and help you with your document process, as well as your manifesting the actuality and the as-liveness, the beingness of your document.
I think there's one thing that I would add to this, is if you have the opportunity and the resources to do this with somebody who's experienced in creating documents, whether it's Kathleen or Steve, Dave, myself, Ankush, there's a myriad of beautiful people in this room who would willingly and happily help you, then reach out for support in this, because this process is the missing link to self-development. For me, it changed everything. So thank you for listening. Enjoy creating your new truths.
Thank you, Fiona. I love you. This was amazing.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.